Hi guys, in this video we are going to talk about graphing functions. So as the study guide states here, you can see guys, they said graphing functions, the last four major processes in algebra is graphing functions. Before we start doing that, we need to know what a function in, okay, but that's fine. So how do we graph a function? But I want us to look at something very important in this study, guys. So there are two types of functions that they can ask you in an examination. Sometimes they can ask you a function that is a linear, meaning a straight line, just like this one. I just want us to take a look at how do we draw graph like this, right? How do we draw a graph like this? So which is a parabola or a quadratic function, right? Let's get to today's video. If you are new to this channel, what are you waiting for? Kindly subscribe. You only subscribe once. And right, let's get to today's video. Graphing functions. So in this video we are going to work with a parabola, or what we call a quadratic function, right? So we are given an equation here of a quadratic, and we are required to graph this or sketch this graph, which is y is equals to x squared minus 2x minus 3. So first thing first, guys, for you to graph a parabola or a quadratic function, you need to look at the shape. The shape is determined by the first term there. Remember that a quadratic function, it's known as y is equals to ax squared plus bx plus c. Ax squared plus bx plus c. So if your a is greater than 0, your graph will be a smiling curve. But if your a is less than 0, your graph will be a sad face. As we can see, it's said in this manner, right? And this will be a smiling curve. So remember that. So in this case, our equation, it's a smiling curve because a is greater than 0 in this case. So we are going to have a smiling curve. Secondly, you need to look at the intercepts. Yeah, your intercepts involve your y-intercept. So your y-intercept, you let x be 0, meaning that where we see x, we are going to replace by 0. So we are going to have 0 squared, as well as 0 where there is x. So if you just say 0 squared is 0, negative 2 times 0 is 0, then 0 minus 0 is 0, 0 minus 3, that will be minus 3, right? So that's the y-intercept. So the coordinate of a y-intercept is, it's an ordered pair which has a x value as well as the y value. So we're going to have 0 and negative 3. So hope you saw what is happening in terms of the y-intercept. So let's go to the x-intercept. You let y be 0. So in this case, since we are letting y be 0, meaning that we are going to say 0 x squared minus 2x minus 3. So guys, this is the same as solving for a quadratic equation. So we're going to have 0 here. What are the factors of x squared? That's x and x. What are the factors of 3? That's 3 and 1. So we need to be very smart in this case. Which one will have a negative sign? Yeah, definitely the bigger sign. So here we are going to have plus, because negative 3 plus 1, that's negative 2. And negative 3 times 1, that's negative 3. So now we equate everything to 0. We're going to say x minus 3 is equals to 0, or x plus 1 is equals to 0. So we are going to have x is equals to 3, or x is equals to negative 1. So remember that the ordered pairs, your x value is 3, and we said that your y value should be 0. Similarly, even here, it's negative 1 as well as 0. So lastly, you are going to look at your turning point, TP. I'll just say TP. The turning point of a parabola is determined by this formula, x is equals to negative b all over 2a. So what is your b, guys? Your b, by the look of things here, remember that your b will be minus 2. So we are going to say negative 2 divided by, what is our a? Our a is 1. So what is negative 2? Negative 2 here. It's 2 times 1, that's going to be the 2. Then negative 2 divided by positive 1, that's going to be negative 1. So we are having our x value as negative 1. So what we should do here, guys, we should be smarter. So now I want you to take, okay, let me just check thoroughly. So we have, okay, we are looking for a turning point, isn't it? So let's check whether we did well here in terms of our turning point. So we said that our b is negative. Okay, I made a mistake here. So it's supposed to be negative 2 here. Negative and negative, that's positive, and it's going to be positive 2 divided by positive 2, which will be positive 1. So we are going to have positive 1 here. So we need to take this positive 1 and substitute to the original equation. When I said 1 squared is 1 there, then when we put, where there is x, we put 1. We are going to have 1 minus 2, 1 minus 2, 1 minus 2, that's going to be negative 1, and negative 1 minus 3, that's going to be negative 4. So we're going to have negative 4 here. So it's going to be negative 4. So let's graph this. Here's the Cartesian plane. Okay, you graph this. So let's start with our x-intercepts. The x-intercept is 3 and negative 1. So let's start with negative 1 at the left hand side, 0 and negative 1 here. So we have 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be here. So those are the x-coordinate, guys. Those are the x-coordinates. What about the y-coordinate? The y-coordinate we said is 0 and negative 3. So 0, it's here, the origin, 0, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to have 0 and negative 3 in this case. So already place the point. What is now left? It's the turning point, which is 1 and negative 4. So 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So definitely 4 will be here. So we are going to have 1 and negative 4. So from here, you just join your points where there's a turning point, and these are your x-intercepts. So remember that this is your y-axis and this is your x-axis. Just this is how you can sketch or graph a function of a parabola. First, you need a shape. 2, it's an intercept. 3, turning point. So remember, this is the formula for calculating the turning point. Hope you find this video useful, and don't forget to subscribe. You only subscribe once. We are growing as a community. Share the videos, guys, as we grow. Our goal now is to get to 1000K, in which we are getting there step by step. And remember, we really appreciate you all, and we love you guys.